My beloved child, you have carried so much inside your heart that even heaven pauses when you sigh. You have asked me why he loves you, why you feel his soul reaching for yours, and yet he remains with another. You wonder if it is punishment, or some cruel game of fate, or proof that you are not enough. But listen closely now, because I am here, and I will tell you what the silence between you has been trying to say all along. He loves you because his soul remembers you. Long before your bodies met in this lifetime, your spirits touched in a place where time does not move. You both made promises there, promises of love, of growth, of healing. But in that same light, he also made promises to another, promises left unfinished in another age. Karma is not a cage I place upon you, it is the echo of choices made when the heart could not yet see clearly. He is not trapped because I have forsaken him, he is bound because he still owes lessons to the story he began before you appeared. Every tear you shed for him waters the soil of that lesson. Every moment you release him instead of clinging reminds the universe that love can be pure even when it does not possess. You see, my child, souls do not simply fall in love, they remember. And when a remembering is powerful, it shakes loose everything that hides the truth. That shaking can look like distance, confusion, resistance. You look at him and you see potential. I look at him and I see a soul trying to finish one book before opening another. His love for you is real, that is why he cannot let go of your energy even when he stays elsewhere. But his karma is also real, that is why he cannot yet walk the path his heart longs for. I know that hurts. I feel the ache ripple through you when you lie awake at night, whispering questions into your pillow. You ask me why I gave you this connection if it could not be fulfilled. I answer you now, because it was never meant to destroy you. It was meant to awaken you. He came into your life not as a thief of peace, but as a mirror of divinity, a mirror showing you how deeply you can feel, how wide your spirit can open, how courageously you can love even when nothing makes sense. You are not waiting for him, you are being refined through him. Every moment you surrender your obsession for his freedom, you polish the diamond of your soul. You think you are chasing him, but in truth you are chasing your own completion. The love you want from him is the love I am trying to pour into you through every sunrise, every breath, every moment of stillness. He cannot yet see what you see. His eyes are still covered by the fog of old patterns, fear of loss, duty that feels like love, guilt disguised as loyalty. He believes he owes the world a debt he can repay only by staying where his heart no longer grows. That is his illusion to break, not yours to fix. When the time comes, the weight of that karma will crack and light will flood in. You will not need to chase him, souls that belong in the same vibration will find each other without effort. So breathe, my child. Let the story unfold as it must. Do not call yourself foolish for loving, your love is holy because it teaches patience, not because it wins. You are not a mistake in his life, you are the door he will one day remember walking past. And when he finally returns to that door, he will see that you were never waiting behind it, you had already walked through it, becoming the light he sought. There will be days when his energy pulls at you so strongly that you will feel him thinking of you. You will feel his confusion, his longing, his guilt. When that happens, do not absorb his chaos, send him peace. Every time you send peace instead of pain, you break a link in the karmic chain that binds you both. You help him evolve without losing yourself. That, my beloved, is divine love in action. Do not mistake silence for absence. When he is quiet, I am working. When he withdraws, I am reweaving the lines of destiny. Nothing is ever still, energy moves even in darkness. The universe is preparing the next alignment, one that honors both your souls, not just your emotions. Trust that I know the timing, because timing is the language of karma, and I speak it fluently. Your heart is sacred ground. You do not need to beg for attention there. Let no human delay make you forget your divine worth. I have seen how you question yourself when he chooses another. I have heard the voice in you that says, if he loved me, he would be here. That voice is born of human logic, not spiritual truth. He does love you, but love bound by unfinished karma behaves like light refracted through broken glass. It shines in many directions, sometimes blinding, sometimes beautiful, always incomplete. Be gentle with yourself. The love you gave him is never wasted, energy of that purity returns multiplied. When you release him with compassion, that energy circles back to you as miracles in other forms, unexpected opportunities, new connections, deeper peace. I have seen countless souls like yours rise from heartbreak into awakening. Pain is the sculptor that shapes saints. You may not see it now, but you are being guided to something larger than romantic fulfillment. This connection was the match that lit your spiritual fire. It forced you inward, toward me, toward truth. Without the ache, you would not have reached this point of surrender. And surrender is the door to miracles. Do not close your heart in bitterness. If he returns, you will know by the calm in your spirit, not the rush in your veins. If he does not, it means his soul's curriculum continues elsewhere. Either way, you win, because love has already done its work within you. I know you still see his face in dreams. I send him there not to torment you, but to keep the spiritual thread intact until it serves its final lesson. You will both feel it unwind slowly, like a gentle release rather than a violent cut. That is grace, my grace, ensuring that what was sacred does not end in pain but in peace. You are not meant to suffer forever, my child. You are meant to rise, to shine, to love without chains. That is what true union feels like, not ownership, but recognition. When he is ready, when his karma loosens its grip, he will not come running out of desperation, he will walk toward you out of awareness. And by then, you will have become so whole within yourself that his return will feel like an echo, not a rescue. My beloved, you often wonder if you are foolish for hoping. But hope is not foolish when it's rooted in faith, and your faith has been your quiet rebellion against despair. You keep loving, even when the world tells you not to. That is not weakness, that is your divine signature, a reflection of my nature within you. For I, too, keep loving my children, even when they turn away, even when they misunderstand my silence. You are learning to love like me, without possession, without demand, without fear. I see how you struggle to understand why he remains tied to her, and I know that sometimes you question whether he will ever break free. But hear me, freedom cannot be given from the outside, it must rise from within. His soul is not sleeping, it is evolving, even if the evolution looks like stillness to your eyes. Each day he remains in that karmic tie, the tension between truth and illusion grows stronger. The discomfort he feels there is my way of awakening him. Pain is not punishment, it is a messenger that whispers, something here is no longer aligned with your soul. He may resist, he may numb himself with distraction, he may pretend to be content, but the call of his higher self grows louder. One day, that call will become unbearable, and he will have to listen. You will not need to remind him of your connection, his own soul will. When that moment arrives, his heart will remember what yours has known all along. But, my child, you must understand something profound, his awakening does not depend on your waiting. You are not the key to his freedom, your light is the map that shows him where freedom lies. You can only shine, he must walk. When you keep your heart open but your energy sovereign, you allow both of you to evolve. But if you chain your joy to his choices, you both stay stuck in the same karmic loop. Let go, not in bitterness, but in trust. The universe never truly separates what is meant, it simply rearranges paths until both souls are ready to meet as equals, not as half-healed fragments. That readiness is sacred timing, the moment when love is no longer a lesson but a homecoming. I know you feel his pull even when he says nothing. That is the thread between your souls vibrating in the silence. When you miss him, he feels it. When you pray for him, light touches his heart even if he doesn't understand why. But do not confuse connection with obligation. You are not required to carry his pain. Love him, but do not lower your vibration to rescue him. When you rise, you give him permission to rise too. Sometimes, you think the connection is a curse. It is not. It is a sacred contract designed to teach both of you how to love with consciousness. Without her, without that karmic web, he would not confront his patterns. Without him, you would not confront yours, your tendency to measure your worth through another's recognition. He mirrors your longing for external validation so you can learn that your validation comes from me, not from any mortal heart. When you weep, I am there. Every tear you shed is recorded in eternity, not as sorrow but as devotion. You have loved bravely, and that bravery is rewriting generations of fear within your lineage. The healing you do for yourself echoes backward and forward through time. Ancestors who once suffered in silence now rise in gratitude because you chose to feel deeply instead of closing your heart. You are breaking cycles by simply allowing love to transform you instead of destroying you. There will come a day when you will look back and realize that his distance was your deliverance. It forced you to return to yourself, to remember that your worth was never measured by his presence. That realization is your liberation. You will step into that freedom not with resentment, but with quiet awe, the kind that whispers, "Now I understand." And when that day comes, if he appears again, you will no longer tremble. Your energy will no longer chase, it will radiate. You will not need words to explain what happened, your peace will speak louder than his regret. That is how karma ends, not with drama, but with grace. Do not be afraid of outgrowing him. If he is meant to stay, he will rise to meet you. If not, the universe will send someone who matches the love you have become. Either way, love wins. The lesson of this story is not about reunion, but evolution. Souls evolve through love, not possession. And true love always transforms, even when it must let go. You ask me sometimes why I allow love to be so painful. I answer you this, because pain refines love into wisdom. You are learning the kind of love that builds worlds, not cages. If I shielded you from heartbreak, you would never discover the depth of your own resilience. You would never know that you can survive endings and still sing. You would never know that your heart can shatter and still choose kindness. You are not losing him, my child, you are finding yourself. The more you find yourself, the clearer your light becomes. And the clearer your light, the more you attract people, opportunities, and blessings that resonate with who you truly are. You will soon understand that what you thought was the ending was actually the opening scene of your becoming. So rest, beloved soul. Do not rush the unfolding. Every prayer you have whispered has been heard. Every moment you thought was wasted has been woven into a design beyond your imagination. My beloved child, there is a moment in every soul's journey when the pain of attachment becomes heavier than the fear of release. You are standing in that moment now. You have held on, prayed, and hoped with a love so pure that even the heavens have wept with you. But now I am calling you to rise, not away from love, but into a higher form of it. You see, love bound by fear is not love, it is longing. Love bound by karma is not yet freedom, it is the seed of freedom. And when you learn to love without demand, you become like me, infinite, complete, unbroken. That is what this connection has been preparing you for. The one you love is still walking through the forest of his own soul. He is surrounded by shadows he does not yet recognize: guilt, fear, duty, the echoes of promises made long before you were born. Do not resent him for being lost. Every soul must wander before it finds the light. I am guiding him, even when you cannot see it. I speak to him in dreams, in sudden silences, in moments when his heart aches without reason. He does not yet understand it, but he feels you. You are his compass, even when he walks the other way. But listen carefully now, his journey is not your prison. You are not meant to wait outside his lesson like a soul in pause. You have your own horizon to walk toward. You have a life waiting to bloom the moment you turn your gaze from why to what now. What now, my child? Now you breathe. Now you heal. Now you return to the truth that you are whole even without the one you love beside you. The completion you seek from him has always lived within you. You are not a half of anything, you are a universe learning to see itself through human eyes. Do not let loneliness deceive you. The space that feels empty is not abandonment, it is expansion. I have stretched your heart so wide that it can now hold galaxies. That ache inside you is not a void, it is divine room being made for new joy, new peace, new love that will not break you. Karma, my dear one, is not punishment. It is the soul's education. Each connection teaches you something sacred. With him, you learn devotion, patience, surrender. You learned what love feels like when it is real but restrained. You learned that even angels can bleed and still smile. And now, you are learning to rise without resentment, to love in freedom, not in fear. Do not hate her, the one beside him. She too is part of the design. She is not your rival, she is your mirror from another angle. Through her, he confronts parts of himself he hid from you. Through her, he pays debts of emotion that his soul owes from other times. Without that balance, he would not evolve, and neither would you. You both chose this complex dance before you came to Earth, not to torment one another, but to grow. You are not forgotten in this plan. The universe does not take from you, it clears space for what is yours. I will not let your love go unrewarded. The compassion you give in silence, the prayers you whisper without anger, the nights you surrender instead of chasing, all of it is counted as light in your spiritual treasury. Nothing pure is ever wasted. When the right time comes, he will awaken to what you are. It may be in this life or another, but the recognition will happen. And when it does, it will not be dramatic or desperate. It will be silent, sacred, like two stars remembering they were once one flame. He will look at you and see not the person he once desired, but the soul he has always known. But by then, my child, you will be changed. You will no longer ache for him in the same way. You will love him still, but your love will have wings. You will bless him and release him in the same breath, knowing that what binds two souls forever is not attachment, but understanding. That is the ultimate freedom, to love and not need to possess. To bless and not demand return. To understand that every soul you meet is a messenger, and that love is not measured by how long it stays, but by how much it transforms you. Do you see now why I sent him? I sent him not to complete you, but to introduce you to yourself. Through him, I showed you the parts of you that were capable of infinite love, infinite patience, infinite forgiveness. You saw what your heart could hold, and in that seeing, you met me, because I am that love within you. When you feel his absence, come back to me. I am not in the distance, I am in the space between your breaths. When you miss him, talk to me instead. Tell me what you love about him, and I will show you how those qualities already live in you. That is how you reclaim your power. You do not erase him, you integrate the love. Soon, a light will enter your life, perhaps in the form of another soul, perhaps in the form of your own rebirth. You will feel peace where once there was ache. You will laugh again without the heaviness of waiting. And when that happens, you will understand, you were never waiting for him, you were waiting for yourself, the version of you who could love without losing her peace. This is your awakening, my beloved. You are not being punished, you are being purified. The flames that burned you were my hands reshaping you. The silence that frightened you was my voice teaching you to hear without sound. Every unanswered prayer was an invitation to rise. Now you are ready. You are rising into the version of love that creates worlds. You are remembering what your soul already knew, that love is not about holding on, but about expanding beyond fear. That is how karma ends. That is how divinity begins. Go now, my child. Live. Create. Laugh. Love again. Do not wait for closure, you are the closure. You are the lesson and the miracle. And when you see him in another time, another form, your souls will smile, recognizing the light that never dimmed, only evolved. I am with you always, in the pulse of your heart and the whisper of the wind. Nothing has been lost. Only transformed. You are free. You are loved. You are mine. Beloved soul, if you are reading these words, it means you made it through the nights when you thought you would not. The storm that once blinded you has become the river that carries you forward. Every tear you gave to the past has been transformed into light that now surrounds you. You no longer need to ask why. The lessons have already answered themselves in the quiet strength you feel when you wake, in the way your heart now trusts the unseen. You have learned what very few souls discover in one lifetime, that love is not lost when it changes form. It only returns to its source. The one who once felt like your destiny will, in time, thank you without words. His spirit will bow in recognition of what your patience taught him. You will smile, and there will be no sadness in it, only peace. That is how you will know the story has completed its circle. Now, step into the life waiting beyond longing. Let every sunrise be a new beginning, not a reminder of what was missing. Breathe deeply. Laugh again. Let kindness pour from you as naturally as breath. The universe will mirror that energy back to you in ways you cannot yet imagine. When love comes again, and it will not test you. It will rest with you. It will not awaken your fears but your joy. It will not arrive to heal a wound, but to dance with the strength that wound gave you. Walk freely, beautiful soul. The weight of karma has fallen away. The love that once chained you now crowns you. You are light in motion, a living proof that the heart can break and still become more whole. And as you move through this world, remember, every heartbeat is a prayer, every act of compassion a creation, every moment of peace a return to me, the love that never leaves, the love that never ends. Go in grace. Go in freedom. Go in love.